Hi, everybody. I'm Gregory Mark Hill. I'm the author of Samsara and its impact on the entrepreneur's dreams. And Samsara, as many of you are beginning to learn and know from my talks, Samsara is a 2,000-year-old Sanskrit word that means suffering, actually cycles of suffering when attached to the material world. And I'm not just talking about Ferraris and success or Gucci bags. I'm talking about attached to outcome, attached to results, attached to financial results, attached to relationships. And when we don't get what we want, when we want it, as much as we want, we suffer on the inside. And then we carry that out into the world, that suffering. And everybody can feel that negative charge, even if we're masked with a nice smile and a nice dress or a suit. And the reason I'm sharing this particular moment with you today, because it reminded me of a story from my book, where I had this dream that I was in the middle of the Sahara Desert. It was super hot, 140 degrees, raging, blazing sun. I didn't even understand why I'm in the middle of the desert. And I was in my full suit, nice navy blue suit, white shirt, cufflinks, gold tie. And I'm standing there. What am I doing here? And the next thing I know, the embankment literally crashes on my left foot, where my left foot is, and a raging river appears. And I'm balancing myself, stumbling down, and I look at the raging river. And in the center of the raging river is a black Labrador retriever, a dog, yelping and barking for help. And I look down there and I start thinking, oh my gosh, can that dog get, to safety on its own? And I'm thinking, do I need to jump in? And then I'm thinking, oh, my beautiful suit, expensive. And I start thinking, dog suit, dog suit. Finally, I give up my attachments to my suit and to things in the material world, and I jump into the raging river, that gushing raging river, and I grab that dog. I bring it to the other side of the embankment, and the dog yelps happily and gleefully and bounds up the other side of the embankment and jumps into the beautiful, bright, brilliant sun. And in that moment, while I'm watching this whole thing happen right in front of me, the black Labrador retriever turns into the face of Amitabha Buddha, the Buddha of infinite life, wisdom, and light. And that reminds me of an event that happened this weekend. We had these tragedies at Brown in Rhode Island, where my sister went to school, by the way, and I know that, so I have a personal connection to that area. And on the other side of the world in Australia, there was a shooting going on, interrupting violently a celebration of Hanukkah. And there was a gentleman there. I don't know who he is, but he was a hero. And he had a moment of reflection. Do I stay and save myself, or do I actually go out and do something? Dog suit, life or help others, myself or others. And in that moment, you saw on video, many of you saw, perhaps millions of people saw now, he actually went and stopped one of the shooters. And in that moment, saved potentially a lot of lives. And so while people were suffering, he went beyond himself. And in that moment, gave up his attachment, whether he knew it or not, he gave up his attachment to the material world, to himself and things, to help others. Being of service, being there for others. That's a powerful thing. In that moment, he stepped into his power to be of service to others. And that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today. The takeaway is we all have these moments, challenging moments, difficulties that face us or the people around us. And in that moment, you have a breath and a moment to respond. Who am I being in the moment? Who am I being? And what I'm about to do or say is either going to take me closer to or farther from the person and the place that I want to be. This person in that moment took a breath, maybe a few breaths, and he reflected, what am I going to do? He gave up his attachments to the material world, gave up his attachment to his own life in that moment, and he's a hero. Whoever you are, thank you. Thank you for saving a lot of lives, and I'm glad you're okay in the end too. Thank you, everybody, for listening. That's my talk for today. Thank you.